Well, here we are again, yet on another Friday, and I have the great pleasure and honor of spending a little time with Randy Wolf. Randy, good to see you again.
Always good to see you, Dennis. Love being with you, even though it's Zoom right now.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, listen, thanks again for last week. Very profound, very insightful. We're going to continue our series here in suffering. We all suffer in many ways. Uh, and so, really, I've got just one question for you. Although we had more time, there's a million questions to be asked. Um, what it talk a little bit about your personal situation and what it is you're learning that might help
Yeah.
our brothers and sisters out there in the Links fellowships as they go through their own set of sufferings.
I'm learning that everyone that I talk to, everyone that's listening to this video has been through seasons or periods of suffering. And when they get out of it, they learn stuff through it. And that's what I'm trying to learn something through it. In February, I had this pain in my right leg and foot, and it was swollen, and I really couldn't walk well. And these shooting pains and spasms. And the doctor said maybe it's going to be 4 to 6 weeks, and maybe it's a back problem. And that was 7 months ago. And now my left hand is swollen, my left arm is swollen, and but I'm out of the pain I was early on, and so I'm trying to get through this and trying to get my attitude right. And to do that, I'm kind of taking the cue from Drew, who talked about, well, I'm memorizing scripture. I'm doing something proactive instead of just saying I'm going through this season. Can't wait to get out of it. And I've got a good friend and mentor named John Redford, who is very active in three Links fellowships in Tyler, Texas. And he's a retired pastor. And he has been a friend and mentor to Drew as well as myself. And he sent me a verse, Psalm 119, 71. And it says very simply, it's good that you were afflicted because you're learning my statutes through this. You wouldn't learn them any other way. You had to go through this. And um, it's, it's profound, but something we already know. I mean, you know that from what you've been through with in your life. And then the 2 Corinthians 4 that we talked about last week, these light and momentary afflictions are, you said, producing in us this internal weight of glory. So all this is happening, and I'm almost pleased to say that the journaling and what I'm going through in this season is helping me understand this better. And this just happened last week. John Redford was on the call. I was on the 10th tee. I went to try to play golf. I haven't been playing any golf. And I was played 9 holes, and I was on the 10th tee, and John Redford calls. And I tell him, I'm hurting. I don't know what to do. And I was complaining, about this and that. And you know what he told me? He said, Wolf, he said, God put you on this planet for more than just to play golf. I said, wow, you're right. And I played the back nine with a new attitude, that we are put here for some other reason other than just try to return a score, especially at my age of 79. So I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to, um, in all of our lives, Dennis, also, this is true that we have mountaintop experiences. You're top of the mountain, everything is great, and you have valley experiences. And Barbara Johnson wrote this book, and she said in the book, we have all these experiences, mountaintop and valley. We learn more in the valleys because that's where the fertilizer is.
Mm,
We
mm.
get fertilized in the valley.
Wow, insightful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sitting here as you're talking, and it's very, very clear to me, or I'm just being reminded that God always has purpose in our suffering. We might not know it at the moment, we might eventually learn as we look back on it, after we emerge out of it. Perhaps in many cases, we won't know the answers on this side of glory, and hence it requires a real trust in the Father that He providentially is overseeing our lives and guiding us through mountaintops and valleys. So, Randy, thank you for that reminder, and thank you for spending some time with us. And brother, I pray and trust the Lord with so many others that the Lord's going to give you answers so that you can really fully recover
Well,
from this ailment.
thank you, Dennis. And I am getting answers. And I'd like to conclude with this one quote. It's a football coach who just said this a couple of weeks ago, but you apply it to the spiritual life, and it's profound. The Detroit Lions upset the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Lions head coach was asked at the press conference, "What did you learn?" And he said, "I didn't learn anything. I got verification on what I already knew."
Huh.
And I think that's what's happening to us. We get verification that Romans 5 it says, "Consider it all joy." James says, "Consider it all joy when you go through these trials." And you want perseverance, proven character, and hope. Well, you're going to get it through suffering. I think I'm learning that is verification on what I already knew.
Yeah, well said, brother. Well, to our Lakes family and friends out there, again, thanks for joining us. Randy's, as always, so encouraging. And for you that are going through a season of suffering, just know that while we might not know you or be involved in that, we're lifting you up generally in prayer that the Lord will lead you, be near to you, guide you, and comfort you. And we for His glory and your good. And so until next week, God bless, and we'll see you then.
Thank you, Dennis.